understanding that you have talked to her last week. Can you talk about that call?
Well, first let me say that I'm very happy to be back. And now we're joined by the Vice Chair, Linda Santos. I'm very happy to be back and happy to have this opportunity to talk to you about a myriad of issues, as well as this one. I certainly was disappointed in the outcome of the election. I would have much rather have been re-elected, but I have said consistently that I respect the electoral process. We all play by the same rules, and I think there were a confluence of things that led to this this loss. But what I will say is this is on me, and I did lose, and that's difficult, not because of a lack of effort. We had hundreds of volunteers working, and I want to thank all of them for their efforts. It was not in vain. We ran a good campaign. It just was not successful. And I congratulate my opponent, my then opponent, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I had a brief conversation with her last week, and I think much of that was due to the fact that sometimes there's lines of communication. I think going back to the election night, the primary night itself, neither side had each other's phone numbers, and maybe that's more reflective of the fact that people didn't, see this coming, nor did we, quite frankly. In attempts to kind of make that connection happen, given everything that happened after that, I think it's somewhat understandable that there was missed opportunities, but not an intentional part on our part, and I hope not on, I don't think on their part either. And eventually we did have a conversation. It was a positive conversation as well.
And she has, it's not just about the missed concession calls. She's also accused you of, launching this kind of shadow campaign.
I think you're making reference to the fact that I'm on the Working Family Party's line in November. And that may be more an issue of the arcane nature of a New York State election law. As I've said publicly, there are limited ways in which an individual can have their name removed from the line. One is to die. One is to be convicted of a felony. I don't plan on either two of those events to happen. And the third is to be nominated for another office. What I think is important to understand is that there has been no direct communication between myself and the leaders of the Working Families Party line. It's been indirect. But in that indirect conversation, the suggestion was that I would run for county clerk in Montgomery County in upstate New York, a county that I have visited, but I have never lived in, and don't plan on moving to, nor if I were elected would I serve in that capacity, as well as there's a Democrat in that position right now that I would actually be hurting if I ran, theoretically. But I also don't want to give up my franchise, the right to vote in my election by doing that. And so in my district, or for governor, or for any other office as well.
So you don't want people to vote for you?
Well, I've said I'm not running. So I've consistently said that. So, yes.